Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my channel. I have been debating on whether or not I should make this video, but I am nothing but authentic, and I really do believe that overcoming own's challenges and struggles it all makes it worth it when you use that to help other people. So this video might be a little bit long. If talking about depression or anxiety triggers you, then don't watch if you think it's going to trigger you. But we're not going to go too much into all the crazy stuff, but I do want to be very honest. Okay. So if some of you have wondered where I have been, I have really long eyelashes and they're always like curling back and sticking me in the eye. But if you guys have wondered where I've been, there's a reason for that. I haven't been here because of a reason. I've been doing meditations and EFT tappings here and there, but it's been a while since I've made a video, like a teaching video. And we're going to talk about the why. So I think I mentioned a previous videos back that I had a few deaths in the family last year, and the last one was very unexpected. It was extremely painful. It was out of nowhere and it hit us all like a ton of bricks. So I was already grieving with this traumatic death in the family. December came around, and December is my birth month, is my mother's birth month. There's a lot happening there. And as you guys know, I have been working for years now on overcoming childhood trauma, a lot of aspects of childhood trauma, flipping those beliefs, specifically the beliefs of abandonment, rejection, not feeling wanted, chosen, which seems to be what a lot of you guys viewers are also trying to overcome. So I have overcome a lot of those, but it seemed like there was one that was still there and was about to reach its head up. So beginning of December, I don't want to say I was rejected. I felt rejected. So I felt rejected at the beginning of December by a very close person to me, an inner circle person. And then mid-December, I felt rejected again by another family member. And I really had thought I had worked on a lot of my rejection pain, but I discovered I hadn't reached the root of the problem. Right after the rejections happened, I started to feel very physical symptoms. I started to get a lot of chest pain, heart pain. And it is so beautiful, right? Because we always say, oh, nobody ever dies from a heartbreak, or nobody ever dies from rejection. But I beg to differ, because you guys know that I love to study, I love to research. And I knew that rejection pain was stored in the chest and the heart area. Chinese medicine talks about this, if you guys want to look into it. So I started to feel a lot of chest pain, and it would take my front, my back, and my shoulder. Very similar as if I was about to get a heart attack. And at that moment, I understood that a whole life of rejection for me had led me to that one space in time where it clicked on me that if I didn't get to the root cause of my rejection pain, I was going to end up exiting this planet. This is why also you don't talk about this with everyone, because if you were to say this to regular people, they would think you're exaggerating. But this was my body. I knew what I was feeling. And I knew at that moment that I had to act. What did I start doing? I started tapping directly on rejection pain and directly on the emotional pain of that belief. What started to come out led me into a depression. I started to, it's called processing on the EFT tapping world, but I call it purging. I started to go through a purging process, extremely painful, of what seemed to be a lot of old cries. For about 2 months, I was in this very dark space. And it is the main reason why you guys didn't see my face around here, because I am not going to go on YouTube and make a video to you guys when I don't, number one, my vibrations are not as high, I don't feel well, and I need to take care of myself. So during that process, I also understood that I really, really, really radically had to put myself first above everything and everyone. Okay? And I really want this video to be as impactful as I can to all of you watchers out there, because we talk about self-love all of the time, and it seems to me like we don't get to the radical self-love and self-acceptance and the radical putting in the work for yourself until we're sick. And it shouldn't get to that level for you to act and for you to invest in yourself, emotional, physically, whatever it may be. So I started to tap on rejection pain, and it was just waves and waves and waves of pain, old pain coming up to the surface. And it started to get so dark for me that I looked for help. Okay? Who did I go to? I am very lucky to say that I listen a lot to what my body tells me. I don't overconsume content as much. I think about things and I just act on them. Something in me said, EFT tapping is the cousin of acupuncture. So if someone would know what I'm going through, would be an acupuncturist. So I found one near my home. And I have been going to him ever since. The first day that I went to him, I could barely talk. I told him, I am grieving rejection pain. I tapped on it, it's coming up, and he said, oh, you're processing. He automatically understood, and he said, okay, we're gonna help you through the process. And I started going to him twice a week. And every week, every time I would go to him, it would just be more waves and waves of crying. All of the years that I would refuse to cry, all of the years that I was told I needed to be strong for other people specifically, and that there was no time for crying. All the times that my eyes would get watery and I would just swallow back all the tears, they said no more. Your body can't take no more. Let it all out. And so I did. It was 2 months of crying and crying and crying and darkness. And at days I felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. I felt that way at times, me knowing better. But when you're going through things, remember, you're in a different state. So when you're in a different state, you don't get access to all of the information that you have in another state. And I would just hold on. I trusted the process. I didn't know if it was working. I didn't know if I was ever going to feel better. My acupuncturist gave me Chinese herbs to help with the emotional processing. Lo and behold, they worked. As I was getting better, I still felt like I needed something else. I was like, why is my processing so slow? Why is it that sometimes I get this anxiety? My mind once again gave me the answer. Why don't you specifically search for what the problem is? With EFT tapping is wonderful. And I want to make a distinction there. I'm going to make a pause. There is all of these techniques out there, all of these somatic medicines, all of this emotional energy work out there. Everything works. It's about you finding what works for you. And sometimes it will take more than one thing for you to do at a time. Sometimes it will take more than one person to help you out. Okay? We don't have time to be trying to do this on our own anymore. You need help, you need someone to talk to. You have to put yourself first. My acupuncture work, that was out of pocket. Everything I've done was out of pocket. I budgeted and cut things out of my lifestyle so that I could put me, my emotion, and my physical body first. It is time for you to invest in yourself and your well-being. Back to the story. I decided to reach out to an emotion code practitioner. I've known about the emotion code before I even knew about the law of assumption. I'll make a video about that later. I reached out to a practitioner that I've known, that I've had on my Facebook as a friend for years. It just happened out of nowhere. My mind said to me, this is what you need. And I said, okay, we're going to give it a try. I reached out to him. One session. I was having my chest pain, for the most part, was 90% gone. But I was having pain like on the back. And I didn't know what that was called. It was just in the back. In a muscle in the back. And I reached out to him, and he searched, and he found something, and he directed what he found to a muscle called the trapezoid muscle. I didn't know what that was. Googled, is the freaky muscle that's been hurting me back here. It went away. It took about 2 full months for me to feel back to normal. And when I say normal, I feel better than I did before I even went through this situation in December. Because at this point, I've released so much of what still was hidden in my body. I am still slightly processing. I still feel like there's still some things that kind of get snagged. And then if I tap on it, it immediately releases. This is a video for me to give you guys hope. When I teach you something and when I tell you something, it's because I have gone through it. It's because I have overcome it. I don't teach out of theory. I practice what I teach. I don't usually talk about other coaches. There is hundreds of us out there. Most of the work that we talk about is recycled anyway. But everything I teach you is because I know it works because I have gone through it. Okay? You're not alone in this. You can overcome it. We can overcome it. I feel literally 10 pounds lighter, and I might be physically 10 pounds lighter because I'm also in the process of losing weight, and I'm still going to my acupuncturist because I found some health issues. Besides the chest problem, I also found some health issues that I'll speak about later on, because I don't want to make this video extremely long. You need to take care of yourself, okay? This is a law of assumption channel. We talk a lot about specific person, but I have also been including other things in there because I understand that a lot of the reasons why people don't manifest their specific person or don't manifest the other things that they specifically want is because they have all of these things, all of this trauma, all of these backed up emotions in their body preventing them from moving forward and getting what they want. This is a full thing, okay? We're not telling you you can't get what you want. We're telling you to look at the bigger picture, okay? I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I've gone through the fucking fire, and I don't want to curse because I don't want my video to get demonetized, but I've gone through fucking fire, and I'm still here, brighter than ever, just moving forward, even if it's at a snail pace, okay? We don't give up on this side. We do not give up on this side. This is what we call this is called, what I went through for a lot of people is called the dark night of the soul, okay? And I actually pulled up the description. It says, one of the descriptions says, the phrase dark night of the soul is often used informally to describe an extremely difficult and painful period in one's life. It also says, the dark night of the soul is a stage of final and complete purification and is marked by confusion, helplessness, stagnation of the will, and a sense of withdrawal of God's presence. And I can tell you I felt all of that. If I wouldn't have held on, if I wouldn't have made the decision to give everything up and focus on me, I might not be here right now. There were times where I wanted to go to sleep and I didn't want to wake up. The pain was too strong. And yet I'm fucking here, brighter than ever, lighter than ever. I can't wait to see how much lighter I'm gonna get with continuing this process. And my loved ones, they're still here. I felt rejected by them, so what? They're me pushed out. If anything, thank you to them for pushing me to this last one stage of removing rejection from my body. And this is how you have to look at things, okay? They showed to me what I still needed to work on. And now, having worked on that, I feel lighter and brighter than I ever felt before. And I can't wait to see how much better it's going to get. And I want you guys to be there with me. If you guys want to talk to me, if you guys want my coaching, my information is in the description box below always. If you love this video, please share it with others that might be helpful to them. Show them that there is a way out, that they can overcome things, that we are strong and we are stronger together. I love you. Subscribe, like the video, and until next time, bye.